excited to be welcome on one of the top guys in the country and Mike James. What's going on today, bro?
Not much, bro. Chilling, chilling.
For sure, man. Well, let's just get into this. Obviously coming off another big time year, but right now, you're heavy in this recruitment process. How's it looking right now, whole schools?
It's been pretty good. Like my recruiting really picked up after the high school season.
Mm-hmm.
Started getting a lot more offers, a lot more interest. So recruiting been going pretty good for me. I'm looking to probably like cut some of my schools around August, like cut my list down. Try and make a decision before high school season starts.
And that's big time. I think one big time thing is obviously cutting your list. You have a lot of options. Like you said, you pull up guys like you already have Arkansas, TCU, Louisville, those guys heading into this, and now you're kind of blown up and got a lot more big time offers. Kind of narrowing this down, how are you going to plan to do that? What's some of those things you're looking for in colleges that's going to help you narrow it down?
So mainly like the connection with me and the coaches, play style, the environment. Really, the most important thing for me is fit. Like I want to go somewhere where it's the best fit for me, play style wise. So that'll really affect my decision.
And when you talk about committing down, you obviously said you want to commit before the season. Why exactly is that?
I just want to focus on winning a state championship. So I
Mm-hmm.
want to commit before high school season starts to get rid of all the phone calls and stuff. Just be focused on winning state. Because my first 2 years I was at Wekiva High School. So I got to the first round of the playoffs once, and then I got kicked out of districts my freshman year. And then last year I got to the state semis. I want to go out with a state championship. So I feel like the best way for me to focus and really attack that is by committing before high school season, just finding a home, being comfortable, and just knowing I got a place to go and just focus on winning.
I think a lot of guys feel the same way about that. And when you talk about the committing your list again, there's a lot of things that obviously apply into that. Everyone has different numbers that they're going to originally cut it down to. What are the kind of numbers you're looking at? How many schools you plan kind of have in a group right now you really like?
I'm probably going to cut it down to 8. I got 15 scholarship offers, so I'm probably going to cut it down like halfway in August to 8. Then sooner or later, I'm going to cut it down to 5 because I get to take 5 official visits. So whenever visits get opened up, hopefully in August it gets opened up, I'll take my official visits, and shortly after that, I'll be making my decision.
I believe you've taken a couple of visits, one to Texas A&M before, UCF, FAU. What are those visits like?
Texas A&M was really good. I was there for probably like 4 days. Uh, they showed me around, got to see a game. They played Gonzaga. Got to connect with Coach Buzz, the rest of the staff. It was really good. And we also went out to a football game. I think they played Ole Miss that weekend. But yeah, that was good. USF, I've been plenty of times. I've been probably like 4 or 5 times. I'm really familiar with the place, real familiar with the coaches and stuff. So, those visits been good. I went to a couple of games. The last game I went to, I think, was against Memphis. So, yeah. I think the only other place I visited was Wake Forest. Obviously, they had a coaching change.
Yeah.
But the Wake Forest visit was pretty good. But they moved on. The coaching staff moved on. So.
And for being a recruit, when you see a coaching change happen like that, obviously Coach Dan Manning's now gone. What kind of impact does it have on your recruitment process? Is that something where you still kind of have him considered in there? Where does that kind of leave you after a coaching change?
To be honest, it's all on the next coach and the coaching staff coming in. Dennis Manning, he was very high on me. He offered me pretty early in my recruiting process. So seeing him get fired, and if you don't hear from the next coach, it's kind of like you really don't have a scholarship offer to that school anymore. Mm-hmm. So I didn't hear from the next coach that was there. But, if Danny Manning if he gets like another job or anybody else from that staff gets another job, I'm pretty sure they'll be coming after me. But, none of that has happened yet. But, yeah, that's kind of how I go. Like, once they move on, it's like your offer moves on unless the coach that comes in re-offer you.
Yeah, Gotcha. And I know there's a lot of people, I mean, it doesn't always mean that much, but they drop crystal balls. They have projections about a lot of people say Texas A&M is probably one of the favorites they have you going to. So just talking about that program though as a whole, what do you like about them? What do you like about the kind of the culture there and the coaching staff?
You know, I get like a family feel from them. Like it's one big family. You know, Coach Buzz isn't all about basketball. He's more about like developing you into a man. So it hits home with me because that's a big thing for me and my parents. You know, it's not all about basketball. About me, it's about becoming a better person. You know, so Coach Buzz is a really good coach, and he's just not a basketball coach. He's like a family man. He's like another dad, you sort of say. But
Mhm.
you know, it's a good program. It's a good program on the rise.
I mean, me personally, getting to know some of the guys on the team recently, and obviously Jackson's going there this year. Manny Obaski's obviously the guy that's going to be coming in for the following year in your class. I mean, knowing those guys, do you have any relationship with any of those guys? And if so, how do you guys kind of get to know each other?
Uh, yeah, me and Jackson and Manny, we've talked for a little bit. You know, the coaches from Texas A&M kind of put me in contact with them so we could chop it up a little bit. But you know, I mean, we got pretty much a good relationship. We don't really talk that much, but we'll talk briefly every now and then. But yeah, I mean, there's some cool guys. Jackson could really hoop. I saw that he moved up to the 2020 class. Manny's a very great player. So yeah, we got a good relationship, I would say.
And usually during the summer is a time that guys are obviously going on a lot of visits right now, official visits during the spring, summer, AU kind of time. That's obviously not the case this year. How have you been able to kind of adjust to that new way of doing these virtual visits? How those kind of work out for you?
You know, it's different. Zoom has really been like the type of thing for all these coaches and colleges. You know, I've done a whole bunch of Zoom visits.
Hmm.
So it's different. You know, playing wise is you used to playing during the summer with your AAU program and all that stuff. But you know, so if we're not playing, I'll just use that time to really get stronger, work on my weaknesses, and just really work on my game.
And you being a player that a lot of people regard as a top 100 talent, or said what top 150 in pretty much everything. What would the summer have been for you? I mean, going out to AAU, what were you kind of wanting to prove this summer?
So I just wanted to prove that I belong. You know, I feel like I'm a top 100 player. I feel like I'm a top 50 player.
Hmm.
Uh, you know, just go out there and prove why I'm where I'm at. You know, show these coaches why they're interested in me, and just really go out there and hoop and see my stock rise. But you know, not having a season, I really don't try to like look at it as a bad thing. I try to look at it as an opportunity to get better. Just really work on your game, work on yourself.
And what would you say have been the biggest things you've been kind of focusing in on, working on during this quarantine time?
I really been working on like my athleticism, my explosiveness, just getting stronger, getting my shot more consistent, tying up my handles. That's really been the main thing I've been working on.
Let's kind of touch up a little bit on your high school season. I mean, obviously at Oak Ridge, you had a pretty big year. I mean, averaging a little over 18 points per game, almost 7 rebounds, 8 rebounds a game. And you had a pretty overall pretty solid year, 21 season. What would you say was the biggest takeaway from this past year?
You know, it was just the grind, right? From day one, when we first started conditioning, it was a grind. Everybody was bought in. You know, we ran into some bumps along the road, but, you know, eventually we just kept it going. You know, I played pretty well. Our team, we got to the state semis, and we pretty much having all of our guys come back. We only had one senior on the team, and our goal was to win the state championship, but you know we came up short. But this year, coming up, I think we're gonna win the state championship. Yeah, everybody coming back, everybody working on their game, getting stronger, getting better. And, you know, we kind of got that chemistry. So I feel like us having the success we did last season will really have a big impact on our season coming up.
And you're going to pretty much be the face of the team next year. How do you kind of plan to take that on? What do you want to accomplish you personally for your last season?
I really just want to be that guy, like just become a better leader.
Mm-hmm.
I want to up all my averages, you know, get over 20 points a game, get over 10 rebounds, just get better as a whole, you know. When I'm not trying to lose any games, you know, I'm trying to go out go out and win every single game, attack every single game like it's my last because, it's my senior season. So I'm just really trying to make it my best year.
And you being a player that I can imagine almost all, or at least a lot of prep schools, guys that play national schedules have probably reached out to you. Has it been something you ever kind of considered doing?
Nah, man, like Oak Ridge, it's like my home. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I really wasn't even thinking about leaving. I wouldn't leave. My whole family is Oak Ridge alumni, so I
Okay.
want to graduate from Oak Ridge and be the second team in Oak Ridge history to win a state championship. I feel like that would be big for me and my family. So, and I got a good relationship with my head coach. That's like I would say that's like my uncle. Man, like me and him hang out every day. He's basically like my trainer. He works me out almost every day. So I wouldn't even think about leaving.
That's awesome, man. I mean, I think whenever you find that home, if it is at a prep school for some guys, that can be beneficial. But if you find that home at a public school, or at a school that plays in state, I mean, that's obviously all you can ask for.
Yeah, for sure.
And overall, I mean, when you do look at Florida, I know a lot of people that might not look into basketball that heavily think of obviously the IMG Montverde guys as kind of being part of Florida, but you obviously being a Florida guy, along with a lot of the guys, how talented is Florida in terms of guys that actually truly grow up and are part of like Florida culture?
Florida to me has the best athletes. Like you won't see too many guys like Florida guys, and you can see with all the teams that have come out of Florida, not just like the prep schools, regular high school teams. Like we have the best athletes, football and basketball. So every night that you play here in Florida, you're going up against one of the best, like a really good athlete, like a really good player. So like I feel like some Florida guys really have a chip on their shoulder. We play with a different type of aggression. We go hard all the time. So like Florida is real different. I feel like Florida hoopers are really underrated.
Yeah. I think the go-to thing is obviously the Chicago's or Illinois, if you want to say state-wise, California's, New
Yeah,
York's, and obviously, I mean, California I think is one of the best right now as well. But those states are all good. But I think schools like or states like Texas, Georgia, Florida, I mean, a lot of those states, Minnesota's getting better too. I mean, there's a lot of states on the rise, and I mean, there's overall, I think there's a lot more talent coming out as well.
yeah, for sure, for sure. We really stepped on, but we want to come up.
And when you talk about the other guys in your state, who else do you see kind of panning out and becoming other top prospects, being better underclassmen guys right now, getting ready to probably step up now?
Shoot, man, it's a lot of good guys. Like the 22 class is crazy. IMG got a lot of good 22 guys. Eric Daly, Jerace Walker, all those dudes. Jet Howard, Greg Glenn. Um, Shoot, man, it's a lot of good 2022s, 2023s. Sam Walters, my guy Sam over at the Villages. He just came out number 18 in the country, in the ESPN rankings. So like, it's a lot of good young guys coming up. Shoot, I can't even name them all.
And when overall, I mean, your ultimate goal is to play in the NBA. I mean, obviously playing college as well, but NBA is the ultimate goal for you. What guys do you kind of want to model your game after? You kind of look to as guys you kind of take pieces from and kind of put into your game.
Shoot, I really look at guys that the colleges have really like compared me to. A lot of colleges compare me to like Jimmy Butler, Kawhi. So like I would kind of look at those dudes. I try to be realistic with the guys that I look at. So like similar to me in size and play style. I try to get it done on both ends, defense and offense. I feel like Jimmy Butler and Kawhi really do that really well.
Couldn't agree more. I mean, I think you kind of nailed it. I mean, the realistic part, I know a lot of guys, and obviously, I mean, I'm not going to try saying anyone can't beat them, but the LeBrons, the Giannis, and us, a lot of guys want to be them. But I mean, when you look at
Yeah,
guys, obviously, like you said, Kawhi and Jimmy Butler are both guys that are obviously superstars in their own respect, but we see that they're not freaks of nature in terms of their way they build. And that's when I think a lot of guys, you put the right work in, you can definitely reach those.
for sure, man, for sure.
Mm-hmm. And so for you personally, when going back to the college thing, what college coaches, what do they kind of want you to turn out to be? What do they want your role to be when you go into a team?
They really want me like to have an impact as soon as I come in. I don't. They're not going to give anything to me. They're not promising me any like spot or anything. Of course, I'm gonna have to work for it, but they know I'm a workhorse. I work really hard. I play hard on both ends, defense and offense. So like they really like the aspect of my game, and they feel like I could be an impact when as soon as I come in.
Would you say your ultimate goal or kind of what you're expecting is possibly be a one and done player?
I wouldn't. I don't like to come in. I wouldn't want to come in as like that being my mindset. Like, oh, I
Hmm.
want only want to be here for 1 year.
Yeah.
But it all depends on how you play, on how you perform. So, I mean, if I perform at a one and done level, then I'll be a one and done. If I perform, I have to come back another 2, 3 years, or even 4 years, then that's what it's going to be. But it's all a process. I don't want to rush anything. I just want to take it as it goes. So like, I'm not going to come in there with a one and done mindset.
Hmm. And so for college fans, wherever you're going to be committing, what kind of player can they expect from you for day one?
So a hard-working player, a player that gives 100%. So he step on the floor, never going to give up, going to give him my all, man. Uh, shoot, I'm just going to be a real good player.
That's awesome, man. My last thing before I let you go is talk about your legacy. I mean, both on and off the court. What do you want your legacy to be by the time you step away from the game of basketball?
Uh, I really wanted to be like that. It just wasn't about basketball for me. Uh, like people try to focus on basketball, like just have that dream, that be their one thing. I want to have an impact on my community. I want to be a role model to younger kids, like help out younger kids and really help out my community. I just don't want it to be basketball for me. I don't want to be remembered for my basketball. I want to be remembered. Oh yeah, he built this building here on this block, or he helped fund for this AAU team, or he built this AAU team, or he trained my kid. He really helped my kid. So, I really want to help others and just be a positive guy around my community, not just be a basketball player.
That's big time, man. And I mean, kind of just going off that real quick then too. I mean, I know obviously a lot of those things are goals, but is there maybe one thing, like you said, would it be maybe funding a team? Would it be building a building and or specifically one building or something that is your ultimate goal, your ultimate dream you want to do for your community?
I really want to like build like a sports center, like a sports academy, like have a whole bunch of gyms, and they're kind of like the Mamba Academy.
Hmm.
I want to have a whole bunch of gyms, have kids can play tournaments in my gym, have a whole bunch of like have access to like training type of stuff in my gym. Yeah, I just want to have it. That's what I really want to do.
I'm guessing that'd be in Florida then.
Yeah, it'll be in Florida, right here in Orlando.
That's big time, man. I'm definitely excited to see what God's got in store for you, man. Best of luck, man.
Thank you.
Anytime, man. Y'all welcome on, bro. God bless.
Yes, sir.